doing? What's up, peeps? When y'all come in, let me know y'all in. Let me know what city or state you're in. We'll see if we can get a few more people in the room or on the chat or on the live. LaGrange, Georgia in the building. What's going on, Quan? Tori Womack, Chesapeake, Virginia. VA in the building. Jason representing Galveston, Texas, stepping in. What's going on, Galveston? Stephen asks, how often do you lease options? Hardly ever, Stephen. As of right now, I just pretty much stick to wholesaling for the very most part. I very rarely do lease options. Lawrence representing Lee Sacramento in the house. What's going on out there in Sacktown? Y'all watch the Masters? See, Tiger done got his swag back. Green jacket. What's cracking? Mick Pipes. Thing that says Indy. I assume that's Indianapolis. Jamal Thomas said, I've been sending out probate letters the past 2 weeks and 25 signs this weekend. No calls. Any suggestions? How many probate letters did you send out in those last 2 weeks, Jamal? And if you didn't get any calls, I would probably put out 50 signs the next weekend. Double up on the signs and focus on putting them maybe in better locations. You know, of course, you always hear people say high traffic locations. But I would double up on the signs and let me know how many letters you're sending out. Duke Richardson in the building, represents South Florida. What the weather is out there in South Florida, Duke? About 85, 90 degrees. Jamal says 201 call, but not motivated. Now that's a good, that's a pretty, well, I guess it depends on what market you in, Jamal. Let me know what market you in, but 200 probate letters being mailed out at one time, that's a pretty significant amount of letters for probates. I would fair to say that you'll probably get some more calls coming in next week on those probate letters. Even if it ain't nothing but to say, take me off your mailing list, I'm not interested in selling, which is cool. Because sometimes those same people that say, take me off your mailing list, I'm not interested in selling, that may be how they feeling now. And 8 months later, they held on to that letter and call you back. This is my special guest also, y'all. This is my dog, Pop. Say what's up to the people on YouTube, Pop. He don't like the camera. He's very camera shy. I brought him on camera today. Dev down in Tampa hit me up. He said, I'll be hearing the dog in the background. You need to bring him on camera one time. But this is my dog, y'all. He don't like that camera, y'all. He'd rather be doing something else than being up here under me. But this the Pop. Pop gonna sit in with us tonight. He'll answer a few questions. You know what I'm saying? He'll talk to y'all, holler at y'all. You know what I'm saying? He got way more knowledge in the real estate game than I do. Triple OG. 80 degrees. Okay, so y'all got about the same weather we got right now, man. It was like, I think 85 degrees here yesterday, but it rained most of the day today, so cooled it out. cooled off outside. County, New Jersey, a good market. Yeah, I hear New Jersey is a good market. What's that population there, Jamal? I'm just trying to get an idea of how many people are in that market in comparison to how many letters are you sending out. Because if you're in what's considered a very medium size or smaller market like I am, 200 letters for one weekend of probates, that's pretty good. If you just mail into like my market, that would be pretty good. I would anticipate if I sent out like just 200 letters in my main market here for probates, I would probably get somewhere maybe 7 to 13 callbacks. I would anticipate somewhere in that area. Let me catch up on the comments a little bit. Mick says they belittle Tiger Woods every year, but homie won big. They only talk about you. They only talk about you if you win in Georgia. Yeah, you definitely got a point there. And the Masters were actually here in Georgia, speaking of Georgia. But it was definitely glad to see Tiger come back, man, and win the Masters. Because like you said, a lot of people had written him off. And, you know, during his comeback journey, he had some terrible outings. But to just see him come back and dominate, looking like that old Tiger, he even had that swag back in his walk. You know what I'm saying? It was good to see, man. It was very, very good to see. You know, and obviously, us casual golf fans like I am, you know, we was happy to see it because I'm sure not gonna try to front and flex like, you know, I know a lot about golf because I don't, you know. But it was glad to see Tiger do his thing. Our cart, what it is, what it ain't, was cracking, partner. Quan says, is it practical to wholesale a house if the ARV is 20K and it's a total rehab? I'm going to probably say not, man. Those numbers don't sound good for a total rehab, but I don't know. If you can get a house like for next to nothing, somebody possibly could still buy it from you, you know? Because, you know, I've had houses where the ARV been like 21 to 25K, or really no ARV because they ain't never been sold in the area and been in pretty rough condition, and somebody bought it. Especially like brick houses in my market, you know. So if you can get it like dirt cheap, man, I would still probably pursue it. 500K. Okay, so you are in a much bigger market than mine. Maybe try to double that up and do 400, man. Next weekend, if you're able, if you can. I don't know if you're paying for those leads or you get them yourself, but try to do 400K. But really the key to it, bro, is just to stay consistent with it, man. Just keep mailing them out, even if, especially those probate leads, because you're gonna get deals if you consistently mail the probates. I promise you that. So just stay consistent with the marketing. Stay real consistent with the marketing, and some leads will come with that. And with you being a market of 500K people, you probably want to get at least 500K is that's a big market, a big market for me. You probably want to try to get you like 200 signs out one weekend and just go and get those out, and then kind of do what I call maintenance. Then after that, maybe put out anywhere from 50 to 75 signs per week. At the very minimum, try to get out 100 signs next time, because, you know, 500K, that's a fairly large area. Let's see. Tori says, how do you deal with an owner that lives out of state for a contract signing? And how does the seller go to closing with the title company? I did no out of state mail list. Oh, that's pretty easy, Tori. Like if you got a seller out of state, that's easy. That happens fairly often with me. They can sign remotely. They can sign virtually. As far as getting them the contract, you can I would, since they're out of state and you're gonna email it, I probably would suggest that you do it electronically through places or through companies like DocuSign. You can do contracts there virtually. You can send it to them, and they can sign it electronically and send it right back to you. Um, Push comes to shove, you can scan the contract, email it to them, have them email it back to you, or you can go to the good old traditional route of just faxing it to them and having them fax it back. I've done deals quite often, or a lot of times in the past, I should say, where I just fax the contract and they'll fax it back. But you can do the contracts electronically, and then they can close remotely. I'm in the title state here, so whenever we have a seller, I'm sorry, let me take that back. I'm in attorney state here, so whenever we have a situation, and the seller lives out of state, normally what happens is the closing attorney will overnight them something by FedEx, have them sign it. I think they have to get it notarized too, for if I remember correctly, and they'll actually send it to them overnight, and they'll prepay for the overnight shipping to come back. It'll already be prepaid. So, that's how we normally deal with sellers that are out of state and close remotely. And then that seller, they're going to get paid electronically. The title company or the closing attorney, they'll get their wiring instructions to their bank, and they'll just wire them the money. But it's not complicated at all. It's something that happens every single day in the real estate industry. It's fairly common. What's going on, Vinny Shelby? What's good with you? Jamal Thomas says I'm right across from Philly. I had success with them in the past when I was an agent. Keep shooting. If you was an agent, Jamal, way better than I do that you just keep shooting. Keep shooting on them. I definitely would still stick with those probates though, bro. A lot of people don't market or target hard at probates because for me, your approach got to be a little different when you're dealing with probate prospects. Got to show some empathy with them, and a lot of times they just their emotions gonna be kind of all over the place because again it's a probate. So a lot of people don't. Well, not as many people will focus on probate leads compared to all the other perceivable easier leads, and that's one reason that I do like probates, man. Some of my best deals have been from probates. Let me see what it says. Steven says, can you get probate leads for free online? In some markets you can, yeah. Like I'm in Georgia. There's a website that Georgia has that some counties, they just upload their probates to this one main site. So I'm going to estimate it's probably about anywhere from maybe 30 to 40 counties on there, and they're free. So you just go to that website, you put in the county, you put in your search criteria, and you just pull probates right there online for free. So really, I would just check with the county that you're looking to get the probate leads on. And over the years, especially now with us being in such a technology-driven society, every single month, more markets are putting their probates online. It's just once you get your system set up, it's just more cost efficient for everybody around. So just look online, just Google it, and you'll notice that a lot of probates are online nowadays. Miss Boss, what's going on with you? I appreciate you coming in on the live. Miss Boss says you can also send out a mobile notary if the person is older or not computer literate. That's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct on that. And I know sometimes when we have local closings, speaking of that, when we have local closing, if somebody is elderly and it is hard for them to move, which has happened occasionally, sometimes the closing attorney, if they're local, they'll actually go out there and sign the documents in-house. The closing attorneys here, they do charge a very small nominal fee for that, but it is very convenient for the seller because they have problems, moving and getting around and get out. My dog just love me, y'all. He got better stuff to do, so he might come back in and check in with us. I don't know. See, Tori Walmat says, thanks, bro. You the best. No problem at all, Tori. Yeah, Jamal says try to Google it. I agree. Pop. What got you started in the wholesaling, Toddy? And that question is coming from Quan. I've always been interested in real estate from a real young age, Quan. I remember as far back as like when I first got my driver's license, 16, 17 years old, here in my local area where I was living at, it was a lot at that time, and this was when the economy was great. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the 90s and stuff. But I remember when I first got my license, you know what I'm saying? I had me a little car, whatever. And me and my girlfriend at the time, there were a lot of new developments coming up around the area here where we live. So we just hop in the car sometimes on a Saturday or a Sunday, and we just go in these new development, new neighborhoods that they were developing, building new houses. And before they would actually lock the doors, like once they got the foundation up and everything set up, and once they lock the doors, we just walk in there. You know what I'm saying? Like just walk in there, look at everything, and be like, okay, I would build this here, put this here. Maybe want to put these bedrooms downstairs instead of upstairs. So we just do stuff like that at a young age. So I always been in real estate, but to more specifically answer your question, what really got me into the wholesaling part of it and gave me the idea that it was something that maybe I could do or maybe make some money doing is I used to stay up like at my job that I was working at the time. I was just ready to do something else. You know what I'm saying? I was mentally spent. I was burnt out. I just needed a change in my career. So I used to stay up all night, you know, brainstorming a lot of times, be on YouTube a lot, and I just came across the wholesaling part of real estate. So I just started watching videos on it. You know what I'm saying? Every night I used to have to be to work at like 9 a.m. and I would stay up to like 3, 4, 4:30 in the morning every night, just getting information. Oh, okay, wholesaling. So long story short, here I am in front of this camera today. Marquis says, "What's up, bro? Do you know of a simple software used to stack a list? Do you mean like a seller's list, like a motivated seller's list, Marquis? Black Sun, what's going on with you, bro? Hollywood, what's up, bro? Hollywood says, do you have your real estate license? Oh no, not at all, Hollywood. Not at all. I thought about getting it like years ago before I started wholesaling. I thought about taking those real estate classes to get a license, but I never did it. I never jumped on it. And as of today, I still don't have a license. Come here, Pop. Come here. Trying to get my dog back over here. He don't like being on camera though. He hate the camera. He don't like me taking pictures of him or nothing. Guess that's the old man and so what kind of marketing are y'all doing right now? Saying like what's y'all main, marketing pieces right now? Tell me a little bit about the marketing y'all going on. As far as me, so far this month I've closed 3 months. So I'm sorry, damn. So far this month I've closed 3 deals. So it's been a pretty good month so far for me. If I can get at least one more deal before the month is over, that would be spectacular. And anything past that would be just as good. But I got a verbal commitment yesterday from a seller that I talked to. He owns multiple properties, and we came in agreement to a price on multiple properties. So we have an agreement verbally. I'm supposed to meet him tomorrow, a little bit before lunchtime, to sign the contracts. And at that time, we're supposed to talk about the other properties that he owns. So real excited about that. I'm fairly confident that I got the properties at a number that's gonna make them work as far as the work rehab and all that good stuff. So working on that right now. Got another verbal commitment on another property that's really not far from my market. It's a real nice brick house, y'all. It's like 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, has a pool in the back, all brick, like 2,200 square feet. It's your model wholesale property deal that we look for, and it's vacant. So working on that one too. If nothing goes wrong, should have that under contract fairly soon. And been working on some different marketing channels too. Just trying to do some different things this year. Working with some different systems. Trying to get myself automated. You know, y'all know I've been saying for years that I need to step into more of the modern age and get some systems set up. So I've been working on some systems. Been using a lot of the apps that you see and that you hear advertised, and you know, finding one or two that I really like and works pretty good for me. Been getting some good leads off those. So really just trying to stay busy. And to be honest with y'all, while I was watching the Masters earlier, I needed to be working on some direct mail. I actually bought a list. And I've been having trouble in the past finding this list too. It was one of those lists where the water has been cut off. I found a list plug on that, and I forgot what the other list that I got. Oh yeah, I got like a tax delinquent list that I've been trying to get my hands on too. So I got those, and I need to actually work on get some mail sent out on those as well. So I really just been trying to keep myself busy. Today is Sunday. We had a little tornado, a little hurricane warning. It's been raining all day, so be honest with y'all, I really ain't did a lot of work today. I'm not gonna front, not gonna flex, I'm not gonna lie. Then really just kind of sit in front of the TV and mess around on my phone. BJ Johnson says, I'm driving for dollars. I love driving for dollars, BJ, bro. I love that. That's driving for dollars. That's what keeps me getting consistent deals. And I have to consistently keep myself in a mode and pattern and habit to drive for dollars. Because driving for dollars, man, you definitely can get out there and find you some deals. Heck, you can even find buyers driving for dollars. If you do it enough, you'll come across buyers just driving for dollars. So it's always a good thing to drive for dollars, man. Familiarize yourself with the market. And even go to different markets and drive for dollars, man. You never know what you'll run up on. I remember one of my videos I made, I was driving to a closing, y'all, in a city that's located like pretty much 2 hours from here, hour and 45 minutes. I was driving to a closing. Went through probably about two little bitty towns. Y'all know I'm in Georgia, so you know there's a lot of, little bitty towns here and stuff. So went through like 2 little towns. I'm probably about, at this point, maybe about an hour away from getting my location. And I was riding, and I'm on the highway. And I saw this for sale by owner sign on a house. I looked at my watch, I was like, man, dang. Turned around, went and got information on the house, and it ended up being a deal. A good deal too. A real good deal for me, man. Real good deal. So, and that's, even though I went technically driving for dollars, that's driving for dollars, Still, I'm on the way to a closing and then run up on another deal driving to that closing. You can't ask for a better script. Pop! Dog tripping. Pop, stop. Come here. I'll knock you out. Come here. And that ain't off the floor. If you got a dog, inside dog, you know how that goes. But yeah, let me catch up on the comments here. Stephen Nicody says, how well does iComps work when you're running comps? iComps, in my opinion, compared to a lot of other free websites like it, to me, it's fairly reliable. You always want to cross-reference it with other comps. But for me, in my market, it's been pretty reliable. You know what I'm saying? And I know sometimes some of those sites be very, 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 very good in certain markets, and sometimes those sites be a little shaky in other markets. Because in like my market, and a lot of people like it, and I still use it, but a lot of times in my market, a lot of times realtor.com be all over the place in my market. A lot of times in my market, a house that I know as a local wholesaler, local investor, The ARV ain't gonna get no more than 30K, just where it's at. Sometimes realtor.com will have it at 58, 60K. So, but I talk to other people in different markets, and you know, they love realtor.com. You know what I'm saying? I got like an out of area buyer, and he always pull up realtor.com. So, a lot of that will be trial and error. Just kind of find you some certain ones that you know are accurate, and you know that work real good, and you know, stick and work with those. A lot of people like Redfin, but Redfin is not even available in my market. I'm telling you, I don't live in I'm not in a big city like y'all are, man. You know what I'm saying? I need to move and get in and operate in a bigger city, you know what I'm saying? So I can get bigger checks. But yeah, Redfin ain't even down here, y'all. Redfin, I don't think it goes I think it goes about an hour south of Atlanta. Probably about as far as it goes. No, no, not all. I'm sorry. I think Redfin stops in the McDonough, Georgia area, Henry County area, as far as the southern part of Georgia, middle Georgia. And y'all people who watching from Georgia, y'all know McDonough is at. BJ, wait a minute, let me get caught up. Tori Womack says, in your experience, is it harder to get the contract signed with the seller for a good price or finding a cash buyer? Oh, absolutely. Getting the seller to sign a contract for a good price. That's to me, almost 98% of the time is always going to be harder to get a cash buyer because honestly, Tori, if you got a great deal, it's gonna sell, bro. It is gonna sell. If you got like a real home run deal, the numbers work and everything's good on the property, you're gonna find a buyer for it. Even if you ain't got no buyers on your buyers list, even if you don't really, even if you're really unsure where to start to find the buyers, if those numbers work, that property gonna sell and it's gonna sell fast. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, it's always easy. It's always harder to get the seller to give it to you at a price that's low enough where you can make a real big old check or you can just sell it within an hour. You know what I'm saying? I've had some deals that I sold just with one text. You know what I'm saying? Where the numbers just work and it'd be just that easy. My very first deal, I had no buyers, zero. I had what I thought was buyers at the time, but what just turned out to be a lot of wholesalers. So I really had no like real true buyers on my list. You know what I'm saying? When I got my first contract signed, and I found my first buyer through a bandit sign. I pulled out a bandit sign for buyers right at the store on the corner of Northside Drive. He called me on it. Just that easy. All right, y'all. So we got like 16 people viewing right now. Do your boy a favor, hit the like button for your boy. It won't take you but about 0.3 seconds. Just hit that like button for me. You're showing I got 2 likes, you know what I'm saying? At least get your boy up to 5 likes, you know what I'm saying? Give me that little bit of love. Hit that like button for me. Let's get the likes going because Google, YouTube, they're very particular, you know what I'm saying? If they feel like you ain't got likes or you ain't got interaction on your channel, they ain't gonna shoot it out to a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? So y'all hit that like button for your boy. Let's get these likes up just a little bit. And let's see here what we left off at. But yeah, Tori. But yeah, man, getting that contract at the right price to me, man, that's the hardest part of it. When you got a deal, man, the buyer part of it is fairly easy. It's really once you got a real good deal, man, it ain't really that hard at all to find a buyer. It ain't. The hard part to me is to get somebody who has a house that's worth 200K and it need 30K in repairs to give it to you for about 70 or 80K. To me, that's the hard part. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that comes into play with your skill set, your skills in negotiation, building rapport. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that comes into play with that whole component of it too, as far as getting that house at the right price. Because the deal I was telling y'all about a little earlier, the guy, the price we agreed upon was 30K lower than we originally asked for when I met him at the houses. So y'all, y'all wish me luck on that one. Like I said, we're supposed to meet tomorrow, right around lunchtime. BJ Johnson says, Toddy, what are the 4 apps that you're using for real estate right now? Good question, BJ. Let's see what I use a lot. I use the Zillow app. I use Deal Machine. I use what else do I use? Deal Machine. I use the Zillow app. Um, I use a lot of apps. I'm just trying to think of like a good solid 4 that I always use. I use, of course, my Podio app. Um, and what would be a good number 4 that I could say that I use quite often? I was using Land Glide at one time, which is very helpful. I may go back to it. I was talking to somebody on Facebook about it. I may go back to that one. That's pretty good. They told me it's $10 a month. And with me using Deal Machine, I didn't think that Land Glide would be worth me paying anything for it. But those are the ones that I could just think of right offhand. And as soon as I turn off this live, I have like 10 other apps that are probably open. Hollywood says, Toddy, do you do wholesale virtually as well all over the country? No, I don't. No, I don't. I try to dib and dab in it a little bit, but I'm really not virtually wholesaling consistently at this point in time. No, I'm not. Hollywood says, what CRM do you use? What list do you target? As I mentioned, I definitely use Podio. And also been thinking about getting me like a Vumber or something like that. Uh, I've been looking at Vumber, Callrail, that stuff like that. And what list do I target? I target probate list, driving for dollars. That's technically a list. Tax delinquent, those lists. Absentee owners, target those pretty consistently. Of course, in the wholesaling business, you target vacants, the vacant list. Those are pretty good. Another pretty good list to target would be like divorce list. Maybe build your relationship with like a divorce attorney, and try to see if they can start like feeding you some leads when people get divorced, because people go through their divorces, boy, they do a lot of stuff out of spite, and sometimes it means selling the house. But yeah, and dealing with attorneys sometimes can be tough. It can be difficult sometimes. Not because you can't find an attorney that to deal with you, but a lot of times they're already plugged in with other investors that they've been dealing with for years and decades in some cases. Um, but if you can find a good attorney, or maybe if you're having problems getting you an attorney to send you leads, because you can use attorneys for all different kind of lists other than divorces. Probates, that's another thing you can plug in with attorneys with. But if you're having like problems, maybe find an attorney that can actually give you the leads, or work with you like you want them to. At that point in time, maybe trying to find you like a younger attorney, who've been out there in the field for maybe anywhere from like maybe 1 or 2 years. Because a lot of times the younger ones, they haven't built up their network like the guy who's been in that same office on that same street for 20 plus years or 10 plus years. So that's a way you can kind of try to get in good with some attorneys and whatnot. Okay, let's see what we have to know. What's going on, Ton? I feel like let's see what this says. Surge Purse says, I feel like FSBO property will all want retail. I used to feel like that, Surge, but you just really got to just keep going at them, man. Because if you target enough for sale by owners, man, you'd be surprised. You really be surprised. You really be surprised. And a lot of times, yeah, they do be want retail, but in some cases, they just be want people to come get this house out their hands. So really target, really look at them. My second deal I did came from a for sale by owner of Zillow. If y'all have time, when this live is over, go look at my second video. I talk about it. It came off Zillow for sale by owner, and I was just making lowball offers. At that point in time, I still didn't really know what the hell I was doing, but I was just making lowball offers. They had the house listed on Zillow for 50K. I think it had been listed for maybe anywhere from 4 to 6 months on Zillow. I came in, offered them like 15K. I sent them an email through Zillow and I sent them a text from the number they left on the ad. I offered 15K and it was asking 50K, and they took it. It was a deal done. Man, if I could do that deal again, I would made a whole lot of more money off of it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like I said, I didn't really know sure. I really wasn't sure what I was doing at that point in time. So I didn't make it nearly the amount of money off that one that I should have. I lost on that one. I didn't lose technically, but you know what I mean. Congratulations, Serge. Serge says got a property under contract today, but it's an hour away. How do I get a cash buyer that far away? Serge, that sounds like a far distance of you, but an hour away in a real estate game, that's like up the street. You know what I'm saying? Even your local investors, where you live at now, if it's a real true deal, something that really would work, they can make some money. Even your local investors, they'll probably take something just an hour away. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't really nothing once you get in the car. So just look at your local investors first, and if you can't find your local investors, then hop in some of those Facebook groups where that property is located at. Hop in some of those groups. You can even tell them market their property to them in that group since you already got on the contract, or just do a search. Do a search in those groups for that city. Search that city in those groups and pull up some of those old posts. And I guarantee you will find a lot of emails and contact information from those buyers in that city. That's a good way to just find buyers right there. Watch out, Pop. Marquis says stacking, like take different lists, put them on one spreadsheet or whatever, and it highlights the ones that have multiple things, wrong properties with like tax delinquent code, violence, etc. Yeah, Marquis, that's like stacking lists. Man, I really wish I could tell you how to get those because I know exactly what you're talking about. Pretty much when you don't have to go to anybody else to get your highly motivated seller list. You use that software to get that list for you. I really wish I could refer you to some because if I could, I would start using it. A lot a lot of times when people do have a good system in place like that, a lot of times they're not so willing to share it with you because that's a source of income for them, which I totally understand. Maybe the next time I come on YouTube, I can actually point you in the right direction because I actually been kind of looking for stuff like that myself. To be real with you. Search Purse is 423 Tennessee. Stephen Dakota says I'm in Griffin, Georgia. Okay, Stephen, you ain't far from me, bro. That's a good area for you because you you're real close to Atlanta. Then you kind of still close down this way to middle of Georgia. Tom says still trying to get my first deal. What marketing you doing right now, Tom? Like what's the main things you're doing as far as marketing or to get people to call in? Hollywood says, thank you for your time. If no one else says this to you, but I really appreciate your time, efforts, wisdom, willingness to teach. Bless you, bro. We shall soon meet. Love your vibe, bro. Thank you very much, Hollywood. I really appreciate that, man. And all the best to you also this year and doing your wholesaling and your investing as well. I really appreciate y'all just coming on here, listening to me out sometimes, man. Hollywood says I'm in New York. You know what, Hollywood? I'm planning on coming to New York sometime this summer, man. I'm gonna have to reach out to you. In fact, Hollywood, email me, man. My email is on my page. If you got the time, just email me one of these days, and that way I have your contact information. Or add me on Facebook, Toddy Jones. That's my Facebook, and just let me know you're Hollywood. That way, when I get to New York, you know what I'm saying, we can link up or whatever. Juan Pablo says, how long did it take you to find your first deal? When I got serious, About wholesaling one, it took me maybe about 2 months. I think it was around about 40 to 50 days, somewhere in that area. A little bit under 2 months, I recall. And man, Warren, I'm glad you asked that, man, because it gave me an opportunity to talk about the time I showed my house to a buyer the first time. Y'all, man, I didn't know. I keep telling you, I didn't know what I was doing. I was stumbling over myself. It would beat me up on the price, you know, and they probably smelt blood in the water, and they could probably tell, like, man, this guy, he don't know what he doing. He don't know what he talking about. It's like, how long you been doing this? And I told them longer than I had been doing. I was like, yeah, about a year or two. When in reality it was like a month. And they were like, you must, did you go to one of those things where you pay like thousands of dollars and they teach you how to, flip houses? I'm like, no, I didn't do that. Which I didn't do that. But I just remember them beating me up, what I'm saying, telling me everything was wrong and bad about the property. And I just kind of, they honestly, they kind of shattered my confidence a little bit. I was like, damn, boy, that's a brutal thing, his real estate game. But I still had a lot to learn at the time, man. I was kind of moving at a fast pace, for the very most part by myself. You know what I'm saying? So I learned a lot just through my own journey, through my own experiences, because I didn't really have like a day-to-day mentor around that time. I was just learning stuff on the fly, man, bumping my head and trying to learn from the bumps and the bruises and whatever. So but yeah, I ain't gonna never forget that day right there, man. They was on my ass. Let's see here. I'm sorry if I'm gonna mispronounce your name here. Sarah Crown or Sarah Crane. Excuse me if I didn't say it right. Says I just put out 35 signs last night and 50 last week. I'm gonna try and get some direct mail going as well to get the phone ringing. That's a good amount of signs based on where how many people in your market. But just keep doing what you're doing. Every weekend, if you can, just put out more signs, more signs. The thing about the signs is just stay real consistent with them. But you keep putting them out like you're doing now, you're gonna get your phone is gonna start ringing based upon that. You're gonna start getting deals out there. Because one thing about the signs, man, keep in mind if these people are driving, maybe they're going to work, they stopped at a stop sign, a red light, they look to the left, they look to the right, and they just caught this old vague "we buy houses" signs. The chances are they're ready to work, they're ready to rock, they're ready to move. It's just whether or not the numbers will work for you. When people be calling from the signs, they be about that action. You know what I'm saying? They be ready to go. They done start to call this old oblique sign on the side of the road when 7 times out of 10 ain't no name on the sign, just like "we buy houses." So, you know. But yeah, keep those signs out there. You're definitely doing the right thing. Batch skip, Marquise. That's what I use. Batch skip. That's what I use for the skip tracing. Adrian Tillman says, "How long do I work my list? Been working it for 4 weeks." Traditionally speaking, you wanna do about 6 mail attempts, maybe mail them every 4 to 6 weeks. Um, I would keep working it though. You want to hit that list at a minimum of probably 3 times for maximum results. If you can get 5 or more, you're doing good. You're probably gonna find more deals by doing that. But if you hit that list at least 3 times, that's what you want to do. When I first started doing mail, I would buy a list, mail out one time, be like, okay, let's buy another list. No, that ain't how it works. That ain't how it works. You gotta be consistent mailing that same list. Anton says Middle Georgia and Orlando area, mailing some advertisement out, Craigslist, and some cold calling. As far as the mail go, what you might want to do, Ton, if you're able, like get with Eric in that group, and he can get you some file lists, man. He can get you some real file lists. If you're gonna do mail, that's definitely somebody that I would recommend, Eric, because Eric has some file lists. And if you go to his site, if you have time, I think to the left of his site, he has all the different kind of lists that he has. And if you probably want to really get something that's really gonna get your phone ringing quicker, and that's gonna cost the least amount, I would probably get like a vacant list from him, send those out, and you'll start get some calls come in. Those are like the first list that I bought when I started doing it. I bought the vacant list. Okay, Hollywood, I'll be looking for it, bro. Juan Pablo says, "Were you consistent every day for those 2 months before you found your first deal?" Yeah, I was one. I really was. I really was. Like a lot of people, when you embark something new, you start something new, it's new to you. So a lot of times, you super focused. You want to make it happen. You want it to be successful. It's kind of like a lot of times when you go into the gym, you've made your mind up. Like I'm gonna get my muscle mass up. I'm lose some weight or whatever. Like probably for the first 1, 2, 3 months, whatever. You're more in tune. You're more focused. And it kind of was the same situation with me when I first started wholesaling. I was super super motivated, man. I was doing everything that I could to talk to people and to educate myself. When I really first started, I really focused a whole lot on just I would be right here on YouTube University. You know what I'm saying? Just like some of you guys watch my video, I was watching other people's videos, like Naza's video, getting all the game I could from somebody like Naza, who's a big dog in the game. Antonio Hitman Edwards, I was always watching his videos. Of course, the Flip Man, So I was doing that it wasn't a day go by that I went hit YouTube University and get my education game up. So shout out to all those people, man, like that really they were my virtual mentors. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot from people like that just here on YouTube. Then you got your podcast, got traditional rap with books too. So that's what I was doing a whole lot when I first started, man. I was just getting my education game up, trying to learn this stuff, man. Learn this ARB stuff and this buying whole stuff and estimating repairs and all that stuff, man. That's what I was doing when I first started. I was just getting my education game going. You're welcome, Marquise. You're welcome, Adrian. You're welcome, Tom. Marquis says, I found a website that say they can get the vacant property list from the post office. How would I verify that? The price they offer the cheapest I found so far. I don't know how you can really verify, but you might want to ask around. What I do a lot of times, and I do Google searches on people before I spend money with them. See what their Google reviews look like if they have any. See what their Facebook reviews look like if they have any. I go into some of the wholesaling groups on Facebook, do a search, and see what kind of information comes up. And if I see people, have used them, have had success, you know what I'm saying, then I'm more prone to spend money with them. But and you kind of have to be skeptical on prices that sound too good to be true too, because those lists, you can buy a lot of garbage lists. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And as the old saying goes, a lot of times you're gonna get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get what you pay for. Just like when I was buying my probate list, like I said, I'm in a small market, so sometimes I would buy a probate list and I would get 30 names back, and it's like $150. That's a real expensive list based on the amount of leads I was getting, but it was working. You know what I'm saying? It was working. I spent that $150 out, work them 30 names on that probate list, work them, and I was closing deals off of it. So I was happy to pay that money because instead of getting 30 names for $30, it just somehow end up being a garbage list, or the list ain't what they advertise the list as. So keep that in mind also. Nate says, what do you say to a potential seller who you cold call from a drive for dollars lead? I feel like I may offend them. Man, Nate, don't feel like you're gonna offend these people. Once you defeat that, and that's nothing but fear. Once you defeat that fear in your mind, you'll start conquering them calls, man. Especially driving for dollars, because a lot of times, like The houses be vacant, they be distressed. So what you do, Nate, you get them on the phone, you be like, okay, yeah. Hey, this is Tidy Jones, and I was giving you a call. You know, how you doing today? I'm doing good. Okay, good to hear that. You know, did I call you at a good time? Oh yeah, today's cool. You know, well, I just want to let you know, I was calling. I'm a local investor here. I was driving, and I noticed your house, and it looked like it was vacant. And that's what I specialize in. I buy vacant houses, and I buy fixer-upper houses. And me and my crew, you know, we'll fix them up, put money in them, and a lot of times what we'll do is we'll resell them, or sometimes we'll run them out. But I came across your house, you know, it did look like it was vacant. If not, you know, accept my apologies, but I just want to know, were you interested in hearing a cash offer, or how much I could pay you cash to buy that property from you? And in most cases, I can buy it from you within 30 days, you know, sometimes in as little as 10 days. Just something like that, Nate. Bam. If they motivated, they need to get off of it, you're going to know within the first 60 seconds. You know what I'm saying? If they don't want you to call them back, they going to, and they mad and upset at you for calling them back, they going to cut you out within the first 20 seconds and hang up on you. Go to the next call. Just keep this in mind. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. Do not take it personal. And that's going to come with time and practice, you know, and repetition. You know, the more you do it, the more it's going to come natural for you. The more you ain't going to have to rely on the script. The more you can do it in your sleep. You know what I'm saying? Some sellers I could talk to laying on my back. Now, I don't suggest you do that, because your vocal tone and vocal cords actually work better when you stand. So don't get in the habit of, oh yeah, how much you want for it? Okay. No, you know, have some energy in your voice, build that rapport up. Man, before you know it, bro, you gonna be like a cold calling guru, dog. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be showing and teaching other people how to cold call. Sweaty Gamer says, wholesaler need money, but co-wholesaler need no money, just cash buyers. Will you explain that question to me again more in detail, Sweaty, and that way I can understand what you're saying and properly answer your question? Sahara Crane, sorry if I'm not saying your name right. I bought a vacant list about 2 weeks ago. I think it was maybe 400 leads, which may not even be enough. But my question is, what's a good company to use for direct mail starting out? You want to use for direct mail to buy your leads is you want to use, my dog tripping, y'all. Hold on, move, man. Let me let him go, cause he ain't gonna, he acting up right now. I don't know why he's trying to cross over me. Move, bro. Pop, move. Go on. You messing up my live, and you the special guest. You gonna get fired on your first day at work, Pop. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh yeah, what company to use? Use hold on. I'm gonna actually send you. I was just talking about Eric. To me, y'all, Eric is the best person to get the best list from for the best prices. You know. So I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put the link to his website in the live, and that way you guys can just click on it and holler at him about some lists. Cause his list be fire, y'all. Gonna have your phone ringing, have you getting deals, and they be highly targeted too. So hold on just a second. Y'all give me just a moment. Let me copy this. All right, there we go. I'm gonna drop the link here. Who asked that? All right, I'm about to drop that link to you, Sarah. When you holler at Eric, make sure to tell him that I sent you. You know what I'm saying? He might throw you an extra 5 or 10 leads. You never know. You might catch him in a good mood. Okay, I just put the link right there in the comment box. So hit him up. And it's called flipthisrealestatelyst.com also, just so you know. Marquis said the list is about $40 for the whole county with skilled trades and about 200. Let's see. And how many total leads did you get with that again, Marquise? And a lot of times the price will depend on what kind of list that you got too. Juan Pablo says, appreciate the knowledge. I'm in Miami searching for my first deal. Miami's a good market from what I hear. It's a real good market from what I hear. Then you got them all, you got them some areas that surround Miami too, like Fort Lauderdale, you know, hit like the little outskirts parts too. Because, you know, Miami is a hot area, you know, people like to buy property in Miami. So I'm sure it's very competitive down there, but I'm sure the spreads are pretty great down there too. Trying to catch up on the comments, y'all. Need to put my glasses on. No, I can't see. See, Adrian says trying to ride around and get it, and trying to ride around and get it driving for dollars. I found a foreclosure. Can I wholesale a foreclosure? Once it's foreclosed on, just to give you an easy answer, no. No, that's just an easy answer. Once the bank has foreclosed on it, I mean, you can still buy it, but the wholesale element of it is kind of gone at that time. I would, me personally, you know what I'm saying, this is me. I wouldn't focus a lot of injury. Excuse me. I wouldn't focus a lot of energy on houses that have already been foreclosed. You're gonna wait. It takes a lot of time and effort. It's just much easier ways to get deals than to focus on foreclosures, especially if you just start. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're a vet in the game and you know you experienced and you know how to handle foreclosures, bank-owned properties, REOs, so get that money. When you just first start, man, it's just too much to go through. Going at foreclosures, it's too many other deals out there that you can get without having to go through all that red tape and that specialized funding that you're gonna need. Saddam West cracking, homie. How did that situation go, Saddam, that you asked me about? If you want to share it with the group. If not, you know, you can contact me directly. You're welcome, Nate. Let's see, Sweaty Garner says, is it true that wholesalers need little money to invest to get a deal done, but co-wholesalers need no money, just cash buyers to do the deal? It sounds like you're talking about a JV. Are you saying, Sweaty, maybe if you got a house under contract, you do a co-wholesale or joint venture with another wholesaler? Is that the situation that you're asking me? Serge Purr says he's smashing the like button. Thank you, Serge. I appreciate that, man. And I'm gonna ask a favor, y'all. If y'all can just follow Serge Lee, just smash that like button for your boy, man. Smash the like button for your boy. It really helps the channel out. It's what YouTube wants us to do and pretty much wants us to say. But hit that like button for your boy. You know what I'm saying? I got 16 likes right now. Get your boy up to 20 likes, man. That would be highly, highly appreciated, man. Just gonna smash that like button for your boy. You know, or even if you want to, you can share the video, invite others. You know what I'm saying? I definitely would appreciate it. Thank you very kindly. A little over 1,500 vacants, and it was $40 for the list. Marquise, that price sounds too low for that many amount of leads, so that could have been the issue. I know a lot of people sell leads nowadays. Some are very good leads, and some of them be trash leads. So a lot of it, Marquise, is just finding you just a real good list provider. Again, I got Eric's company website in the comments. Scroll up, click that link, man. Holler at Eric. You know what I'm saying? He'll get you a real good list. He'll get you a real good, highly targeted list, man. That's who I started using when I first started in the game. I still use Eric right now, y'all. And if you've been watching my videos, you know I've been in the game for a few years now. So there you go. I'm gonna even drop the link in there again for his website. Click the link, let them know that I sent you. That ain't no affiliate link. I don't get no money. It works. That's it. It works. That would be the same thing, Juan Pablo. I don't chase like foreclosures or pre-foreclosures unless they come to me. I don't market to them. It just be like, I mean, and you can make money with it. Don't get me wrong, because a lot of people make a lot of money with it, but it's just really not. It's really not my niche. It's really not my specialty. I would rather chase probates in comparison to chasing pre-foreclosures, if that makes any sense to you. And you could go to somebody else's channel and they'll tell you the total opposite. They'll tell you, well, I would chase pre-foreclosures over probates. It's really just going to end up being a personal preference. And foreclosures and pre-foreclosures is just something that I really haven't tapped in that much in depth as of yet. Jordan Williams says, I tried to get a list from the website you recommended, but they never got back to me. Did you place the order, Jordan? Or what happened with it exactly? Marquis says $40 or so for the list, $230 with skip tracing with up to 2 email. Marquis, you can use batch skip, man. You can get a much better deal off. Much better. Hold on, let me drop a link. Give me a second. Man, batch skip, man, they pretty cheap. Especially when you use that TTP code. Shout out to Tom at Wholesaling Inc. Give me just a second. Let me go to that site. Yeah, but that's what I be using for skill tracing, man. They got some good prices. And they got a good return rate on their number. Or on their searches, I should say. Y'all, hold on a second. I gotta move this phone just a moment. There we go. Y'all know I suck on this technology and this YouTube stuff. I watch other people's videos. They all way more fancy than mine, boy. I need to get my YouTube game up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm about to drop the link to the skip trace company that I use. What you want to do, Marquis, is use the TTP code when you make your order. When you use that TTP code, it gives you like 50% off the normal price of it, man, which is a substantial discount. Sarah Cram says, starting out, should I buy a list and go direct mail? Or should I just drive for dollars and write the property owners to send out mail to them? Do both. That's going to get you the best results. Do both of those. Because both of those are good, so do both. If you got or if you ask me which one should you pursue more, I would definitely do both. But if we got to prioritize one over the other, I would probably say driving for dollars. I would probably prioritize driving for dollars. That's probably going to be cheaper depending on how much you do of each. But I think your deal ratio is probably going to be a better driving for dollars. But I would do both if you're able to. And Thomas says, I don't see the links. Let me see if they got put in there. I don't see them either. Maybe I'm not even on my live. I actually copied it from my hold on. I actually copied it and put it somewhere. You know what? I think okay. I didn't put it in the chat. I tell you, I'm my bad, y'all. I'm bad with this technology, man. I'm sitting here dropping links, and I'm probably on somebody else's page dropping them links. Okay, I'm on my chat now. I'm such a dummy. Okay, now you should be able to see that link I just dropped. My fault. Dang, y'all. I'm sorry about that. And I'm gonna drop Eric link in here also to order a list. All right, there we go. I don't know what I was doing. Craig Burns says, when you get a house under contract, do you go ahead and take to the lawyers to start the title search and then look for the buyer? Or do you get the house under contract, then get the buyer, then take the lawyer for the lawyer search? Always wait until you got a buyer. You always want to wait until you got a deal in place. So once you get the house under contract with the seller, at that point you hold on. You essentially hold on to the contract. Excuse me. Go out there and find your buyer. Once you have your buyer in place, then at that point in time, you take both contracts to the closing attorney and let them do their thing. And once you get it to the closing attorney, they're at that point in time they're gonna start doing a lot of that leg work that you may have been doing as part of that deal. When I say that, at that point in time, they'll probably start communicating with the seller. They'll probably start communicating with the buyer. Things like that. So just yeah, to answer your question again, just wait till you got both of them, seller, buyer commitments, then you go to the title company, or the lawyer. And you don't want to actually go to your lawyer. You don't want to send them the information before you get a buyer because, and I'm just being real. I hope this doesn't sound negative, but you may not find a buyer for the property, and they're not going to be in business to just take contracts that they don't have a second part to. There's no buyer here. So, but yeah, buyer, seller, bam, take it to them. And once you get a buyer and seller, and you get it to the attorney or the title company. At that point in time, man, it's kind of gravy. At that point in time, at that point in time, then they take over everything for the very most part. Not saying you still won't talk to both parties because you still probably are in between time, but they'll start doing a lot of that leg work for you and go ahead and get it closed. Bad, y'all. I'm trying to get caught up on your comments. Jordan Williams said, I put my info on the website, call flipthisrealestate.com, and put my info on the query section for them to get back with me, and they did it. Am I doing it wrong? I don't think you're doing it wrong, Jordan. To be honest with you, I actually normally reach out to them directly. Give it another shot. I'll say that. Give it another shot and give them the opportunity to get back with you. That's what I would say. But I never had any problems with my list against them at all. Hey Mo, how you doing? What's been going on with you? Appreciate you coming in on the live stream to mess with us here. Tiger won the Masters earlier today, so we came here to talk a little junk about wholesaling, talk a little junk about sports. But nobody asking really no sports questions. Everybody talking about houses and whatnot. So we just in here cold chilling. Yeah, Marquise, the code is TTP. Use that code, like 50% off. Can't beat it, bro. Good looking out, bro. Going to use that code. Going to my second real meetup Tuesday. Brent from TTT will be speaking. Yeah, Brent, man, I'll be watching Brent's videos too. Shout out to Brent. Shout out to Wholesaling Eat, Tom Crow once again. I done got a lot of gems from them, man, and they got a lot of good content and a lot of good information that they put out here for the masses and for us to use. So definitely big dog salute to those guys over there. And I hope you get a lot of good, conducive information from your real meeting, Hope you get some good contacts, get some good networks in. Craig Burns said, does it cost for title search up front? Ooh, that's a great question, Craig. Great question, bro. And kind of a tricky question to answer at the same time. Because every lawyer or every title company may do this a little differently, I could say one thing and you could talk to 3 different lawyers or 3 different title companies to get different answers. So I'll just answer that from my perspective. I don't pay personally for the title work up front. What happens is the way I structure the contract with my investors who buy from me, they'll actually cover that portion of it. And let's say for whatever reason we don't close. Sometimes you get a buyer and you get a seller. This happens often in our business, but sometimes you get buyers, you get a seller, you get everybody commitment, they run a title, and for whatever reason, property just can't get sold. I'm in a situation like that, y'all. Literally, if I could screenshot y'all my text messages, I would show you. I just PayPal one of my best buyers his deposit back because we just couldn't get the title to get clear. It just myself and the attorney, we worked on it. Well, I say we worked on it. We talked about it. She worked on it. They worked on it. That's the proper way to say it. But she just like title is just we it's not gonna happen. We just can't get this title clear. So I had sent him his money back. But the reason I'm telling you that story is because they, even though they ran the title, they didn't charge me for the title search, which is normally like $250. I didn't get charged for it. The buyer didn't get charged for it. I've done a lot of closing with this particular lawyer company, and they just never kicked me back a bill. I've used a lot of different attorneys where title might not have worked, never got kicked back a bill to pay for the title or the attorney's time. Now I have talked to other people in the game, and they say they went through something like that, and the attorney wanted some money. Like, hey, you need to pay for our time, you need to pay for our title work, So, and that's why I say it just kind of really depends. I will say this for me, I try my best to use a one certain attorney, which I would suggest for everybody to do, and build up a relationship with them. That relationship with your attorney or your title company is priceless, guys. The better that relationship you got with them, the harder they're going to work for you. And once you build up a relationship, you start bringing in business consistently, doing deals with them, referring people to them, because it's definitely a referral business. Then, you don't have to worry about those situations, They'll start eating those fees because you brought them so much business, So their relationship is critical and key that you have with the title company and attorneys. Hit that like button for me, guys. Can we get up to 20 likes tonight? Can we get up to 20 likes? If you don't mind, just hit that like button for your boy. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely appreciate it. See, Craig Burns says, does the buyer make earnest deposit cashier's check out to the lawyer? Yeah, just for a quick short answer, yeah, it's technically called an escrow account. They'll take that deposit, they'll hold it into an escrow for closing. But yes, just to answer that question easily, that's pretty much the gist of how it goes for escrow. Saddam says Todd is still working on that situation. Schedule a phone conference with the seller tomorrow. Hopefully everything works out, but getting back at it. Hopes everything works out about getting back at it like I never just left. Just got a new one on the contract today. Bam, there you go. Congratulations on the new contract. And I hope that first situation actually plays itself out for you. I hope that works out for you. But I'm definitely glad to see that you continued. You went right to the next deal. And that's one thing about this game. Of course, certain deals are going to take your time. Certain situations are going to take your time. But kind of like you hear a lot of people saying the wholesaling game, on to the next one. That's exactly what Saddam did. So best of luck, Saddam, on getting that closed out, as I know you are, and I know you will. Uri Wilson checking in from Arlington, Texas, excuse me. 817 in the building. He says he loves the information. I appreciate you coming on, messing with us, area. I really thank you for that. Shane Field Sr. says, what's up, Todd? What's cracking, Shane? What's going on with your player? Juan Pablo says, thanks for the information, motivation, and knowledge. Everybody stay blessed, stay consistent, stay focused. That's right, Juan. Bless up. Marquis says, I got my first property under contract last week. Congratulations, Marquis. Salute. Last week, like 90K in equity. Oh, man, boy, that sounds like money. I'm geek. I know you are. I'm thinking about keeping it, bro. What you think? Marquis, 90K in equity, bro. If it's feasible for you to keep it, I would keep it, unless somebody just came and offered you offer you can't refuse. With that much equity in it, man, that sounds like it could be a gold mine property for you, bro. So if I was in your shoes and if you were able, I definitely would think about keeping it myself. Like I said, unless somebody just came and give you an offer you can't refuse. I know I was watching one of Antonio Edwards' videos last week, and he was in a similar situation. Um, he had a property that he bought that he had planned to keep and put in his rental portfolio, or maybe even an owner financing portfolio. I'm not sure which one of the two, but anyway, he didn't plan on wholesaling it. And he say, I think it might have been his contract. He said he was talking to a contractor about it, and the contractor said, "Well, I want to buy it from you. How much you want?" He gave him a number, and just like an offer he couldn't say no to, and he took it. And you may come across that situation, man. But congratulations on that, man. That sounds like a keeper there. Sounds like a good one. Johnny Gooch says Tiger is the GOAT with a beast. I agree with you, man. We were talking about that earlier, Johnny. How it was great to see him just coming back, man. I think his last Masters win was like in 05, I believe. So just to see him come out and just totally dominate this weekend, man, that was good to see. That was great to see, man. You know, especially like with all the other sad news, all the other negative stuff that has been in the press, like the last, really like seeing like the last 2 months, man. There's been a lot of crazy stuff in the press, but it was just good to just see the old Tiger coming back. And I was saying this earlier in the video, man, just to see that swag. Boy, Tiger had that swag back all weekend. It was just good to see, man. Good to see. I'm glad that I actually lived through the Tiger Woods era. Luckily, I can say I lived through a lot of great sports era. Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan. I came in toward the end of Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, and even though I hate their ass, that damn Tom Brady, I hate the damn Pats, man. But you know, I respect greatness at the end of the day. You know, they beat my team in the Super Bowl after being down 28-3, and that's gonna be a loss that I'm never gonna forget for sure. But you know, you gotta respect the game. You know what I'm saying? I respect Brady. Brady is a gangster on that field, man. You know, much as I don't like him, gotta respect greatness. You know, but I've seen a lot of great players in their prime, man. And I'm a big sports fan, as y'all know, so you know that's cool with me. B just says, Tyler, do you plan on buying the whole real estate for passive income? Absolutely, BJ. Absolutely. My plan right now, man, I'm probably just gonna go real super hard, grizzly hard on this wholesaling probably for at least like the next 2 years, real super hard. I want to build up as much liquid capital as I can, and then I'm gonna just start diversifying my portfolio, you know, adding properties, you know, that I actually keep, that I actually hold. Eventually step out and do some fix and flips, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of got like a little planned path that I'm going to pursue here within these next 5 years. So, but to answer your question, definitely do. Wish me the best of luck, man. Mo says I've been good, thanks. I'm still working this Tampa market. That's a good market from what I hear, Mo. I actually used to live in Tampa. Used to party down there at Ybor City. This was back like when I had got out of high school, man. I was actually working, I forgot the name of that company, but we sold all-purpose cleaners. They were based out of Tampa, and this was door-to-door sales. And it was a straight BS job, to be honest with you, because they was raping us. I don't mean literally, y'all. Don't come at me like that. I mean, it was taking all of our money from us. You know what I'm saying? It was taking a lot of our money and holding it. But anyway, I'm very grateful of that experience because it was door-to-door sales. So it gave me the opportunity to build up my confidence as far as selling and accepting rejection. Because I'm telling y'all, when y'all, like, if you cold calling, I'm sure probably got cussed out on the phone. But getting cussed out on somebody's front door, that's a different kind of shield you have to have as far as being able to accept rejection. So working down there in Tampa, and man, they used to drop us off in the straight hood sometimes. Especially me. I guess maybe because I was new, maybe a dude and kind of big. They felt like they could just give me the hood of the hoods in Tampa, the roughest neighborhoods. And man, boy, man, I done knocked on some doors. That's for a different video. But let's see, Wu-Tang in the building. Cash rules everything around me. Wu-Tang says, I have a realtor bringing me off-market deals. How do I handle those? Oh, that's great. That's great to have a plug like that, Wu-Tang. What you want to do is they probably bring you those deals because for whatever reason that they couldn't work on the MLS for whatever reason. Um, so you want to start working those like you would regularly work a wholesale deals. If they give you the leads, a lot of times they'll come with the contact information. Um, just go ahead and reach out to that seller. Let them know what you do. Let them know you're interested in buying that price, all cash, paying for closing, and just try to get them at a price that it works for a wholesale deal. But that's always a good thing. Definitely work those leads that comes for realtors, man. Definitely work those leads. Steven Dakota talking about go Boston Celtics. I'm a Lakers fan, Steven. I know y'all in the playoffs, and I know we ain't been in the playoffs, but for the last 6 years. But I'm sorry, I can't wish the Seas good luck. I just can't do it as a Lakers fan. That's like as a Falcon fan wishing the Saints good luck, and I never will wish them good luck anything football wise. If I had my wish, they would move that franchise in New Orleans out to Washington somewhere. Just get rid of the Saints. I think honestly, NFL would be a better product without them in the league with they crying asses. Adrian Hill says, Toddy, you're one of my favorite channels. Thank you, Adrian, man. I appreciate you watching, man. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Saddam says, thanks, bro. You're welcome. Just Mo says, Allen Iverson, AI. Hey, I was a dog on that court. I'm talking about a straight dog. Zedric Newsom, Patriots. Bump the Pats, man. I can't stand the Patriots. I don't like them either. Craig Burns, Shaquille O'Neal. Yep. Shaq too. Like most say AI. I forgot about some of them that y'all naming. Even Venus and Serena, y'all. We got to see Venus in her prime. Serena, became to be just this ultimate tennis icon. We got to see Serena in her prime. Man, we got lucky, y'all. We got to see a lot of just legendary icons, perform, on the sports field. Craig Burns says, do you do cold calling? If so, do you use a script? I finally started doing some cold calling, Craig. I was kind of some of the last to get on that cold calling train, but I've been doing cold calling, and I don't use a script, Craig. I don't use scripts anymore. I just really just try to talk to people and make myself of some help, because everybody you talk to, you won't have of course, as y'all know, you won't be able to make a deal with everybody talk to. The numbers are just not going to always work. So when I'm calling people, I just try to come into the situation, not trying to be the pushy or the greedy salesperson, just trying to make myself to be of some help, instead of trying to be financially focused. And I just feel like the conversation goes a lot more smoother, a lot more natural when you are out there just trying to be genuine and actually help people. Because like I say, every person you talk to, all the time you spend, it won't always result in you getting paid. Sometimes you just talk to people to help them out of a situation with no financial gain. But it really helps your mind state and your focus to go into the phone calls looking at it from that perspective. It really helps you build up your rapport a lot better, in my opinion. Just More says, "Oh, I know you were in Tampa knocking on doors. They had me in the hood. The hood's down there in Tampa knocking on the doors, man. I ain't gonna never forget. I can't share with y'all one story of my door knocking in Tampa. It was in the hood, projects. I went and knocked on this lady's door. It went dark, but it was at that point of the day where the evening is starting to set into the night. The sun is still up, but it's starting to fade out a little bit. But anyway, knocked on her door. She came to the door. I'm gonna guess at the time she was probably in her mid, maybe the late 40s. And I kind of gave him my spiel. Hey, my name is Tyler Jones, blah, 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 whatever our, spiel was at that time. Remember, she looked at me. She looked up at me like, looked back down. She's like, what you selling? I got some all-purpose cleaner. Blah, 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 blah. And part of our spiel was like, let me show you an example of how it works. You got carpet in your house? She was like, yeah, come on in, boy. So, I'm in and I'm doing my little presentation, doing a little script or whatever. And she let me do it. She really ain't saying that, but she just got kind of like this look on her face that was real hard to read, whether I was agitating her or she was sincerely interested. It was just kind of hard to read based on the look she had on her face. And once I got done, I asked for the sale. And if you in sales, you know what ask for the sale mean. Once I asked for the sale, she said something to the extent of, baby, if I could afford it, I'll buy 10 of them from you right now. Just off the fact that you remind me so much of my son. So much of my son. I would buy 10 of them from you right now. And as she was saying that, I could see she was starting to tear up. She wasn't boo-hoo and crying, but I could tell her emotions were starting to come out. Cause you can see when somebody's eyes start watering. And she said, look at that picture right above you. The picture, I was like standing looking at her, and the picture was above me. And there was a picture of her son and his car outside his car. Real big picture. Nice picture of her son, him standing outside his car. Car that he had souped up, man. One of them donks had it. And this is back when candy paint was a thing, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, in the 90s, candy paint was a thing. So he had candy paint on there, you know what I'm saying? Had the rim or something, you know what I'm saying? Had the send low. Real nice car. But she was like, that's my son, he was killed. And you just remind me so much of him. She was like, to be honest with you, that's the only reason you got in my house. Because when you knocked on that door and I looked at you and you started talking, you just reminded me so much of my son. And she was like telling me how much she missed him. But I just felt like to share that story. That's just one of them just stuck in my head during my Tampa door knocking days, man. Being down there in Tampa taught me a lot too. You know what I'm saying? I was still kind of a youngster when I went down there. It taught me a lot. It taught me a whole lot. I dealt with a whole lot of people. Dealt with a whole lot of different nationalities. Like I said, really helped build my confidence up as far as sales and all this stuff go. So I definitely appreciate my journey and my experience, the time I did live in Tampa. But Ybor City, it was off the chain. I don't know how it is now. I haven't been in Ybor City since I lived down there. But man, back then, and it went on social media. It went no what you call that? Cameras on your phone. It was just like back in the Freaknik days. Like, y'all pardon me, get off track a little bit. Like, I've been seeing on my social media, Luke, shout out to Luke, no disrespect here, but he been promoting the Freaknik coming back to Atlanta, which is pretty much a big concert. Maybe call it a one-day festival. But anyway, it just kind of made me reminisce because I used to go to Freaknik in the prime, and like to me that was just and maybe just because that was at the point of life I was in, you know what I'm saying? But it was just some of like the best times of having fun because you had nobody walking around recording you. It was just some real good times, and it just made me think about that when I saw them advertising this new Freaknik they call it right now. But times were different before technology got better, man. I don't know who else seen them times like that then. Marquis says, I appreciate it, bro. Thanks, to learn a lot from you. I was thinking the same thing, having a contract to give me a rehab estimate in the morning. You're welcome, Marquis. No problem, bro. And I really appreciate you, you watching the channel, coming on, messing with us, man. Thanks a lot. Go Lakers salute. That's right. Go Lake Show. Lake Show, baby. We need to get back right next year, man. We'll see what LeBron do, see what they bring in. Warren Sapp. Oh, yeah, Warren Sapp was a beast, man. Sapp was a beast. And me being a Falcons fan, I know what kind of beast he was. Warren was a beast, man. that defense they had, Sal, Simeon Rice, boy, Derrick Brooks, boy, they had some animals back in the day at Tampa. They used to, boy, they used to kill Vic. That was like one of the few teams that could actually contain Vic in the running game, because Tampa had so much speed. The outside linebacker was just as fast as Vic was running laterally. So that was one of the few teams that I can ever remember seeing of all the years that I watched Mike Vick play that was able to contain him from running consistently. Tampa used to bring them things to us. Now we be whipping Tampa ass now, but back then, boy, Tampa had our number, man. Black Sun says, learned a lot from your channel, inspired by your do-it-yourself mentality, since I'm sort of feeling my way through also. I appreciate it, Black Sun, man. I appreciate you watching the videos and also jump on this live messing with us, man. Thank you. Duke Richardson said, how much do you spend on direct mail a month? It's really no set number, dude. It's really like my marketing strategies and what I spend, it varies a lot, because it is sometimes I might spend like $1,000 a money meal. Sometimes I might spend $200 a money meal. Sometimes I might spend $400 a money meal. It just kind of all varies based on where I'm focusing at in marketing, how much I got going on, like how many deals that how many houses I may have on the contract. But I just really don't have like a set number. And I know a lot of people, a lot of very successful people, they do have a set marketing budget every month. And maybe one day eventually I'll get to a more structured monthly budgeting. But right now I really don't. There have been times I spent $0 on market on direct mail and still did close like 2 or 3 deals that month. So it just really depends. Sometimes I might spend $1,000 on signs for that month. It just really depends. Do you use $1, bro? No, I don't use $1 right now, Marquise. I know a lot of people are using it right now, but I don't currently use $1 at this time. Cedric Newsom says, man, I love your channel. You've given me great insight that I've joined the Facebook group. Thank you for joining our group, Cedric. I appreciate it. I've been going hard at wholesaling for three weeks now, focusing on pre-foreclosure deals. This Minnesota market is difficult. Yeah, I hear Minnesota's a very tough and difficult market. And I also hear like the spreads are pretty decent up there as well. And it's you guys are about to get the spring weather and the summer weather going. So, and you just said you're going hard right now, Cedric. Now that you got like 2 more extra hours of daylight, you're about to get some warmer climates. It's really time now to really go hard, especially in a market like Minnesota, where conventional marketing methods that are easy for me year round are not feasible for you during the colder months. So this is really when you got to really step up and grind harder, man. You'll start getting some of those deals up there in a tough market. I know those tougher markets like your market, the West Coast out there in California is a real tough market. Northeast Jersey and New York, those are real tough, real competitive markets. So, and I hear from a lot of people I talk to how some of those markets are super, super tough. But those checks be nice too. You know what I'm saying? The average we get down here in my market compared to y'all market, y'all gonna get more per deal. But then again, I guess, the cost of living is higher too. So I think it all probably just balances itself out, really. I didn't mean to tell a sad story, y'all. I see the emojis. My bad. that just always sticks with me. Maybe I'll tell another Tampa door knocking story on the next live. I got a few Tampa door knocking stories. Just Mo says Ebor is better, and there's a lot of new development going on. It's looking good though. Man, I got one of my cousins actually lives in Tampa. And he been trying to get me to come back down there for the longest. I need to come back down to Tampa. I know when I was down there, I loved it, man. I love the diversity of the people. And I'm a country boy, so I love the fact that I could just pick this good fruit off the tree and eat it. There's a lot of stuff I love about Tampa. The food, the culture. I need to come back down to the Ybor City, man. Just to see what it looked like now. I done got older, so I I don't go out as nearly as much as I used to back then. But I definitely need to step out there, man, and see what my old little stumping grounds look like now. You welcome, Duke. Cedric says, when you first started, how many hours a week did you put in wholesale? How long before you heard a response? I put a lot of hours in when I first started, man. As far as like the marketing goes, the educational part of it, I think at that time I was working like maybe 9 to 5 or 10 to 6, something like that. I would come home most times. I would probably like maybe relax for like an hour. Um, Probably around about hour after I got home, man, I would pretty much dedicate all my attention to real estate and wholesaling until it was time for me to go to sleep. And a lot of times I fell asleep right here where I'm at now. I mean, I wasn't in this actual location, but I mean like right here in front of a computer, just knocked out, watching YouTube or maybe trying to just study something on my laptop. When I first started, man, I devoted a whole lot of time to it, man, because when I first started, I didn't have like a mentor, so it's really nobody that I really had in my corner who I mean, I could just go to consistently and say, hey, how I do this? How can you show me how to do this? So I just had to really like I learned a lot of stuff through making mistakes, to be honest with you. And you hear Flip Man say this all the time, and it's so true. You're gonna make mistakes in this business, man. And that's really what taught me a lot is making the mistakes. Let's see here. If I say your name wrong, I'm sorry. Telex says, do you use private lending? No, I don't. I'm sure I probably will once I get more on the buy and hold and the flip, fix and flip part of it. I'm sure I'll start using it at that point in time, but right now I don't. I could if I wanted to. Like one of the big dog market buyers in my market, got a real good relationship with him. And if I just like if I wanted to take on a project myself, I'm sure I could go to him, you know, do like a hard money loan. But I'm just not at that point of the game yet. You know what I'm saying? I rushed myself into wholesaling, and I don't want to like really rush myself into the next aspect of it yet. I really want to kind of focus on wholesaling a little bit more. Uh, build up more capital in wholesaling, and educate myself on the other aspects of real estate before I really make that turn and go to the other part of it. As far as private lending goes, I'm probably not the best person to give you a real educated opinion on it because I have very little experience getting private money, little to no experience on getting private money. I've heard great stories regarding it. I heard bad stories regarding it. I will say this from the wholesaler side, when I have a buyer and they start talking about that hard money, I don't really like it. I don't like it from the wholesale side. A lot of times, I ain't gonna say a lot of times, too many times for my liking, those deals have fell apart with that buyer because for whatever reason they couldn't get their hard money loan approved or for the amount of money they need. I don't like from the wholesaling side. I'll say that. When a buyer start talking about that hard money, I try my best to go with somebody who can close without all those restrictions, unless they're getting like maybe a hard money loan from somebody who's not gonna make you get the house appraised, something like that. But if you're going through a company, you got to get an appraisal and all that stuff done. I don't be one of those. Let's see here. Winning assisted real estate investors, you are a legend, bro. Hey, I appreciate it, winning assist. I thank you for the good compliments. Um, I can't claim legendary status yet, but maybe one day, man. I hope. Hopefully. And Tyler says, "Are you open to JVN?" Believe it or not, now I don't really do a lot of JVN, Talents. Normally only when somebody like has a property in my market and I help them find a buyer for it. Those are normally the only times I've been doing JVN lately. And I know there's a lot of investors who that's primarily what they do is do JV deals, but that's normally like right now. That's normally the only time I'm doing JV. Maybe once I start doing like virtual wholesale, I ain't gonna say maybe. I know once I start getting more involved with virtual wholesaling, I'll be doing a lot of JV deals at that point in time. But believe it or not, y'all, I have not done a whole lot of JV deals. I can count the made amount of JV deals I've done on one hand. And maybe that has something to do with my personality, you know. I'm more like a of an introvert kind of state of myself type of person. So, uh, but who knows? Maybe I'm leaving a bunch of money on the table. Maybe I should go out there, looking for JV opportunities and things like that. All right, y'all. So I'll answer a few more questions, and then I'm gonna get out of here. We've been on here almost 2 hours already. I didn't know it was that long, so I just looked at the clock on the phone. We've been on here an hour and 40 minutes. So if you got any other questions, go ahead and get them at me real quick, and I'll try to answer it. But I'm gonna sign off pretty soon, y'all. And if y'all don't mind, hit the like button for your boy. We got 26 likes, guys. Let's see if we can get 30 likes before we get off the live stream. So hit that like button for me. Let's see if we can get to 30 likes. Let's see if we can get the Todd Gurley's football number. If so, I definitely would appreciate it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it really helps the channel out. I ain't big on that having the most likes stuff or none of that stuff, but that's how YouTube got this game set up on YouTube now, man. This stuff operate off likes and comments and interaction. That's how the game is played. Hey, to play in the game, you gotta play by the rules. What is a fast way to what is a way to find buyers fast? Says Mark Peters. Shout out to you, Mark. And and not to sound like a ass Mark, but the the best way to find buyers fast is to get great deals. In my opinion, that organic build of your buyers list is priceless. Once you start getting known and other and network buyer circles as a wholesaler who gets good deals, man, them buyers they just gonna start coming at you. You know what I'm saying? People who you ain't even give your phone number gonna start calling you, leaving voicemails. Hey Mark, this is such and such gave me a number. Told me that you have great houses. I just want to reach out to you. Maybe we'll sit down and have coffee one day. Will you please give me a call back at area code blah 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 blah. But that's how my best buyers have came, y'all. Just through getting good deals to other buyers. So one thing about it, buyers no buyers, carpenters no carpenters, roofers no roofers, NBA players no NBA players, rappers no rappers. And I'm sure by now y'all understand what I'm saying. But that's how it's worked for me, man. Just getting them good deals, and those buyers they'll come, man. Those buyers they'll come. Like if you got a property in the contract now, you won't have the buyers. You just need to get it sold real quick. Go to those local Facebook groups, those local Facebook groups where the property is located. Get in there, talk, market the property in there, talk to people in there. You can always reach out to another wholesaler in your market. A lot of new wholesalers will reach out to me in this market, and they'll reach out to me whenever they have deals. And that's kind of what I say. What I mean, those are the times normally that I'll do wholesale. I mean that I'll be doing JVN now. If somebody just got a property in my market and they're trying to get off of it quick. Tori Womack says, if I live in a city smaller than yours, it's hard to find cash buyers. I feel like not many investors like to buy a house that's worth 30 to 50K. What's the population in that place, Tori, that you're talking about? You're welcome, Talix. Populous Revelist says, feel like I'm living back 20 years ago. Tiger Woods is one in PJ, right? I know, right? Exactly, bro. Exactly. Take you back to the Kobe and Shaq days. Zadra says, great live. Can't wait to post my first check in the Facebook group. Hey, make sure you tag me when you post it, bro, so I can give you a proper congratulations in case I just happen not to see the post. Speaking of the Facebook group, let me drop y'all a link to the Facebook group. Y'all go ahead and join our Facebook group. Come in and network with us, man. We got a lot of cool people in there that'll be happy to answer questions, help you out. So come in there and join, man. You know, I know it's been a few people since the group has kind of been active. You know, I just got back on Facebook not long ago, but since the group has been active, people join that group, and you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks down the line, they're posting their first check. So come on in and talk to us, man. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm more active at right now than anywhere else. Probably in that Facebook group. I'm normally in there every day. Pop, what you doing, bro? Sit down. I just dropped the link, so just click that link and come on in and join the Facebook group with us, y'all. Holla at you later, Black Sun. All right, Kobe Shaq. All right, y'all. So I'm about to check out. Guess my dog hungry, man. He messing with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and check out, man. For the ones that's still on the live, follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Real Estate Toddy. That's my IG. Again, it's Real Estate Toddy. That's my IG page. Coming in, mess with me on IG. I'm gonna go ahead and sign out the live. Say, got my dog right here. He acting the ass. I guess I done pissed him off. I've been on the phone too long. You know, he kind of jealous a little bit.